And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at not Nations of Dice game, but its expansion, which comes in this very thin box, adds more dice, more nations. Nations of Dice game is a civilization building game that had, it kind of took those big ones and condensed it down into a very good dice game, one that I like quite a bit. So I'm very excited to try out the expansion. Adding more stuff is always good, right? I hope. So first, this expansion adds 4 more boards with different countries on them. I don't think anyone's going to be playing Greece, Rome, or Persia, or Egypt again, because they're all pretty much the exact same, while the new ones are very, very different. So you have, for example, the Arabs here. They have this orange area where the leader would go, starts with a re-roll chip. So if you put that there, you're going to cover it up. But you'll notice they only have 4 spots for blue buildings, but they have 2 wonders that they can be building at any certain time, and they start with different things. On the flip side, Ethiopia also only has 4 blue buildings, but they start with a double resource token, which lets them build things more quickly. America has 5 buildings. America is pretty close to the same, except they get an extra die. 6 white dice to start at the beginning of the game. That's pretty nice. Korea also has a pile of white dice here, but they have fewer buildings, and if you cover up one of these, you're going to lose those white dice, but you get the reroll tokens. Mongolia, of course, has war and fewer white dice, and then Poland has spots for 2 leaders, which is pretty neat, although if you cover one up, you lose that intelligence. And then the Vikings have a bunch of cool things, including a new token type. So this basically is the same as a reroll token. It's a new token for this game, and you can reroll and then immediately take another action, which is really cool. And then we have Mali here, which starts with this 3 coin token, which is a pretty neat token to have. So these are going to give you a more asymmetrical start. You'll notice they're different colors here too, so each person picks a color, then you pick which side of the board you're going to use. By the way, all the different features in this one, all the different parts of this work together. There's a pile of new tiles. So let's take a look at, here's just piles of new tiles laying around the board. Some of these are going to get very specific. There's new tokens. Like I said, there's these reroll tokens, which you're going to see on some of these new tiles, or specific tokens like, for example, Macedonia gives you a double coin token now. But you'll also notice that on these, some of them show green dice. There are new green dice involved in the game. Love these dice. These dice have 2 of each resource on 5 of their sides, but one side shows the Unrest token. So let's say I'm rolling my dice at the beginning of a turn, and so I got some dice to roll, and I roll these. I have some Unrest tokens in front of me that I've just rolled. I cannot do anything unless I either discard these Unrest tokens and take my turn, or if I spend my turn simply re-rolling them. So Unrest dice are great because they give you more resources, but they can slow you down. Other players can take the cooler things before you have a chance to. So I really like those. They add a lot of flavor to the game. Then there's a first pass tokens. There are 3 of these, and whenever someone passes, you simply take one and you get one of that resource. And if you're playing a 4-player game, then obviously the 4th person to pass doesn't get one. And then finally, there's some bonus tiles, and you can play with these. And basically, these are going to give you, like, whoever has the most swords is going to get 2 victory points. Whoever has the most of the peace symbols gets 2 victory points, and you'll draw one of these for each round. And these also are involved if you want to play the solo game. And there's more of these war tiles too, which I don't really think matters as much. They're not like much different than the original game, but whatever. And that's what's in this expansion. Well, this is one of those expansion boxes which they obviously aren't expecting you to keep. Don't need that. Everything else here very, very easily fits into the base box of the game. I can fit all the dice, all the tokens, all the tiles. It works very easily, so you just get rid of it. Everything is the same thing. The only thing I'll notice is that the new tiles here are thicker than the old ones. They're double-sided, I guess. And I'm not a huge fan of this background. I think it's a little busy. Some of them look better. The Vikings one looks fine. I guess Let's see. Mongolia, that's another kind of a busy background. Poland, that's a busy background. Korea looks pretty nice. America is a busy background. But it's not the end of the world. Those are minor things, and I do like that they are thicker. Other than that, the artwork and stuff is pretty much the same as the original game. Okay, so the game says to play with all the different modules by itself. I like the different modules. The rewards one is okay, but I always want to play with the first pass tokens. That's great. It gives you a reason to pass before somebody else. And sometimes when you are passing before everybody else, because you don't got that many good resources, you at least get something. I like the new tokens. The re-roll and take an action tokens are great, and I love the green dice. Here's the deal. You can easily play this with someone who's never played Nations, the dice game, before. They don't need to know anything about the game. Then you teach them the first time, you can throw this right in. That's great for me. That means I can put this expansion in, not have to worry. I mean, all the tokens and stuff have a U in a corner, but I don't need to worry about those. I don't need to say, oh, what's expansion, what's not. We can play it all. It is not complex. The green dice, the asymmetrical sides, that's not hard. This is just what you have. And I like the asymmetrical sides. I'll probably never play with the other sides, except maybe someone might pick that as their asymmetrical side. I want to start with a balanced. Well, good, you know, and you can do that. Or maybe you just want to play Rome really badly. So I'm excited about this. This is, to me, an essential thing for Nations, the dice game. It's a game I already like a lot and am keeping, so having the expansion just makes things better. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.